Something is going down in Hollywood, and it might be bigger than anyone expected. Shannon Sharpe, the former NFL star turned podcast powerhouse, is caught in the middle of a scandal so explosive it could end his career. Lawsuit? Yes. Blackmail. Allegations? Check. A-list celebrity backlash? Absolutely. And now, Dave Chappelle is stepping in with claims that might flip the entire narrative on its head. What if this whole thing is a setup? What if someone, or a group of powerful people, wants Shannon silenced before he seals a deal worth over $100 million? We're talking about Club Shay Shay, the viral podcast that's been ruffling feathers in the entertainment industry for months, maybe years. But here's the twist. The woman accusing Shannon, Gabrielle Zuniga, also known as Jane Doe, isn't just claiming assault. She says Shannon offered her millions to stay quiet. And the details? They're disturbing. Brutal encounters, secret recordings, threats, a massive age gap, and now, leaked text messages and an audio clip that has everyone talking. Meanwhile, Dave Chappelle is calling foul play. He says Shannon's being targeted for exposing too much celebrity dirt, that he's being shut down before he can elevate Club Shay Shay to a whole new level. Celebrities like Kevin Hart, Cedric the Entertainer, Monique, and even Meek Mill have all been caught in the storm, and it's all unfolding in real time. So what's the truth? Is Shannon Sharpe guilty of everything he's accused of? Or is he just the latest victim in a high-powered takedown meant to protect some of the entertainment industry's deepest secrets? Keep watching, because this story is just getting started. When news first broke that Shannon Sharpe was being sued by a woman under the alias Jane Doe, the internet exploded. But the deeper you dig into the details, the more disturbing it gets. That woman, now revealed as Gabrielle Zuniga, claims that Shannon didn't just hurt her. He manipulated, controlled, and traumatized her over a 2-year relationship. And it allegedly all began when she was just 19 years old. Shannon at the time was 54. That detail alone had fans raising eyebrows. Gabrielle says the relationship wasn't just toxic, it was dangerous. She claims he violated her multiple times, both emotionally and physically. Her lawsuit details multiple incidents, including 2 extremely graphic ones in October 2024 and January 2025. According to her, she begged him to stop, cried out during the encounters, and was met with silence or threats. But that's not all. Gabrielle alleges that Shannon secretly recorded their intimate moments without her consent, and later showed those clips to his friends. She says he justified it as personal use, but she found out he had shared them more than once. It paints a picture of a man abusing his power behind closed doors. This lawsuit isn't just some tabloid headline. It's a multi-layered legal battle with serious allegations of SA, coercion, and emotional abuse. And the timing? Suspicious, to say the least. Just as Shannon was negotiating the biggest podcast deal of his life, worth reportedly over $100 million, this lawsuit dropped. Coincidence? Or is something or someone trying to keep Shannon from leveling up? As the story gained traction, a bombshell emerged that changed everything. Shannon's legal team admitted they offered Gabrielle a $10 million settlement. Let that sink in. Before the lawsuit was even filed publicly, there were backdoor negotiations, happening for weeks. Gabrielle's attorney, the high-profile Tony Busby, confirmed it himself. According to him, Shannon's camp initiated contact, and what followed was 6 weeks of mediation behind closed doors. The mediation ended with a huge payout offer, $10 million to walk away and keep things quiet. Gabrielle refused. That decision alone added a new layer of credibility to her claims. Most people wouldn't say no to that kind of money, unless they felt the truth was more important. Shannon's legal team, however, spun it differently. They claimed the offer was meant to avoid distractions as he pursued his new media deal, not an admission of guilt. But Busby wasn't buying that. He went public, saying Shannon's lawyers were doing everything they could to cover up what really happened. It's also worth noting, Shannon's team initially tried to keep the mediation under wraps. It was only after the lawsuit went public that the $10 million offer came to light, and once it did, fans started questioning everything. If Shannon truly believed he was innocent, why offer such a massive settlement before court proceedings even began? The answer depends on who you believe. But one thing is clear. Gabrielle wasn't interested in the money. She wanted her story told. And now, the whole world is listening. When Dave Chappelle talks, people listen, and what he said about this Shannon Sharpe lawsuit sent shockwaves across the internet. In classic Dave fashion, he mixed humor with heavy truths. He didn't say Shannon was guilty, but he strongly hinted that something deeper might be going on. According to Dave, this lawsuit might not be what it seems. He said out loud what many were whispering: this could be a setup. Dave believes there's a bigger agenda behind the scenes, one that involves silencing Shannon just as he was about to level up. Remember, Club Shay Shay isn't your average podcast. It's been dropping bombs on Hollywood for months. Big names, big secrets, big reactions, and now, big consequences. Dave also pointed out something most people missed. Why was a 54-year-old even dealing with a 19-year-old in the first place? He wasn't just asking questions, he was warning people. Dave has always had a unique way of speaking truth to power, and this time, his warning hit different. He even referenced how quickly things spiraled after the Cat Williams interview and suggested Shannon was playing with fire. According to Dave, celebrities don't like being exposed, and Shannon had started exposing all the wrong people. So when Dave Chappelle says this could be a hit job to take Shannon down before he lands, a $100 million deal, you have to wonder, is he right? Or is this just another celebrity trying to defend a friend? Either way, Dave's not staying silent, and neither is the internet. Club Shay Shay started as a sports meets culture podcast, but it quickly turned into a firestorm. The turning point? That infamous Cat Williams interview. With over 80 million views, it became the most watched podcast interview online, and also the most controversial. In that one episode, Cat went nuclear. He called out Cedric the Entertainer, Kevin Hart, and even hinted at deeper corruption in the comedy industry. He accused Cedric of joke stealing and Kevin of being a manufactured Hollywood product. That episode had fans cheering, but it had celebrities fuming. Suddenly, Shannon was no longer just a host. He was the guy giving a platform to celebrity hit pieces, and the industry wasn't having it. Cedric clapped back on Instagram, dismissing Cat's claims as revisionist history. Kevin Hart called Cat a clown. And just like that, Shannon found himself at the center of a war he didn't even start. Club Shay Shay wasn't just interviewing guests anymore, it was exposing careers. And that's when people started saying Shannon had crossed the line. Behind the scenes, people were asking, why is Shannon always giving the mic to people with grudges against Hollywood's elite? Was he just doing interviews, or was he helping people burn bridges? As Club Shay Shay grew, so did the backlash. Powerful people don't like being put on blast, and Shannon was making enemies fast. That's when the whispers started. Maybe it wasn't just Shannon's guests they wanted to shut up. Maybe it was Shannon himself. Just when the fire around Shannon Sharpe started to simmer, Monique stepped onto Club Shay Shay and poured gasoline on it. What followed wasn't just an interview, it was a full-on exposé. Monique held nothing back, naming names and calling out some of the most powerful figures in the entertainment world. She didn't speak in hints or illusions. She directly accused Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry of blackballing her after she refused to do free promotion for the film Precious. According to Monique, she fulfilled her contractual obligations, but declined to hustle without compensation. That refusal, she claims, led to a swift and calculated shutdown of her Hollywood career. She wasn't cast out quietly either. Doors closed, phone calls stopped, and people began treating her like she was toxic. And who else did she call out? Kevin Hart. Monique said Kevin acted like a friend, told her he had her back during her darkest moments, then ghosted her. Even worse, she claims he sent people to cut her off instead of facing her directly. But she didn't come empty-handed. Monique said she's got audio of Kevin throwing her under the bus, all to stay in good standing with Oprah and Tyler. This interview sent shockwaves through the industry and viewers. It added fuel to an already raging fire. People began to see a pattern. First Cat Williams, now Monique. Both accused Hollywood of the same thing, silencing dissenters and rewarding loyalty over honesty. And suddenly, it wasn't just Shannon's podcast under fire. It was the question, is Club Shay Shay becoming a problem because it's telling the truth? By now, Shannon wasn't just hosting a controversial show. He was the controversy. The internet exploded with rumors that he wasn't just letting others air dirty laundry. He was collecting it himself. The wildest claim? Shannon Sharpe was allegedly blackmailing celebrities using footage from unaired podcast segments. Sources claimed Shannon would film interviews, allow guests to vent, then edit out the juiciest parts. But those parts didn't disappear. Rumors say they were saved, stored away as leverage just in case. Suddenly, fans started looking at his interviews differently. Was this just content creation or control? People online pointed out how certain explosive comments were mentioned but never shown, like they vanished in post-production. That fed into the narrative. Shannon wasn't just exposing celebrities, he was playing puppet master behind the scenes. To make matters worse, guests started distancing themselves. Some even pulled out of scheduled appearances. A few posted cryptic tweets about being set up or manipulated by the show. The backlash was building fast. These allegations, if true, could shatter Shannon's reputation forever. And they also raise a dangerous possibility. What if this lawsuit isn't about justice? What if it's retaliation? It's not far-fetched to think that someone powerful might be using the lawsuit to shut Shannon down before he goes too far. After all, he was about to ink a $100 million deal to expand Club Shay Shay. That kind of money doesn't just attract attention, it creates enemies. And right now, Shannon seems to have a lot of those. As the legal war escalated, Shannon's team fired their biggest shot yet. They leaked explicit text messages allegedly sent by Gabrielle Zuniga. These weren't vague or friendly, they were graphic. In one, she reportedly wrote, "I want you to put a dog collar around my neck and choke me with it." In another, $25,000 for each cheek, only if you put that baby gravy in me. The intention was clear. Paint her as a willing participant, someone who was into adult fantasies, not a victim. But Tony Busby clapped back immediately, saying, all those messages were from before the alleged assaults. In his words, they don't prove anything about what came after. Then Busby dropped a nuke of his own, a leaked audio recording allegedly of Shannon threatening Gabrielle. According to him, it wasn't role play or fantasy. It was aggressive, real, dangerous. He said the recording revealed a side of Shannon that shocked even him. Fans were now caught between two extreme narratives. One showed Gabrielle as manipulative, attention-seeking and willing. The other portrayed Shannon as controlling, abusive, and hiding behind power. The public couldn't decide who to believe. Adding fuel to the fire, Meek Mill came out and accused Shannon of being anti-black. Said he only got loud when it involved black celebrities, but kept quiet when it came to white ones. That comment opened a new chapter in the controversy. Was Shannon being targeted, or was he selectively targeting others? By this point, Shannon wasn't just in trouble, he was in a full-blown media firestorm. Just when you think the story can't get any messier, here comes the money trail. Because while Shannon Sharpe was fighting for his image, something even bigger was quietly happening in the background. He was about to sign the most lucrative podcast deal of his life. A contract rumored to be worth over $100 million, and the moment that news was set to go public, boom, the lawsuit dropped, one day before. Let that timing sink in. One of the biggest contracts in black media history, and someone filed explosive legal charges right before it went through. That timing isn't just suspicious, it's strategic. Even Shannon's own lawyer said the lawsuit felt like a deliberate attempt to sabotage the deal. And he didn't say it quietly. He went public, stating that this wasn't just about allegations, it was about leverage, the lawsuit, the media blitz, the court of public opinion. It all came crashing down just when Shannon was set to take his brand to the next level. Some say that's exactly the point, that this entire thing, from the timing to the media framing, is about stopping a man from gaining too much power. Think about it. Club Shay Shay was becoming a threat to the status quo, to fake Hollywood friendships, to industries built on silence. And now, Shannon may be paying the price. Whether you believe the accusations or not, one thing is clear. This lawsuit came at the worst possible time for Shannon Sharpe. Or, depending on who you ask, the perfect time for his enemies. So here, we are. One lawsuit, one podcast. One man standing between truth and total career destruction. Shannon Sharpe may be innocent. He may be guilty. But what's clear is this. He's become a lightning rod for controversy. And now, the storm is here. He gave celebrities a platform to tell their truth, and some didn't like what they heard. Club Shay Shay shattered the facade of Hollywood. Cool, exposing raw, unfiltered truths that some wanted buried forever. Now, as Dave Chappelle claims, the machine might be pushing back. Was this all designed to destroy Shannon? Or is it karma catching up? Either way, the lines are blurred, and both sides are playing dirty. From $10 million hush offers to leaked messages, from blackmail rumors to lost friendships. This isn't just a podcast scandal. It's a war for control, power, and narrative. And when the dust settles, Shannon Sharpe's legacy will either rise from the ashes or be buried by them. If you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Shannon's guilty? Or is he the victim of the biggest takedown attempt in podcast history? Stay tuned, because this saga is far from over.